Welcome back to Freedom to Learn. Today we have Gia Savarkar, our academy student for the last 4 years. And she has been very instrumental. In fact, for us, she's, for me at least, a go-to person for any type of internship opportunities. And I talk to her on weekly basis many times through WhatsApp. And so this first time we are talking face to face to see how her experience has been with Silicon Valley for You in general, how it's impactful for her education and what she's looking for. And welcome, Gia Savarkar.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for having me here. So a little bit about me, I'd say that I'm an incoming junior in high school. Three things about me would be I'm an avid music listener. I collect pop Funkos, and I have a Jane Austen book set. Coding has been something I've been doing for a long time now. I was introduced to it when I was around 10 years old, maybe even before that, but since I've moved to California, I kind of dropped it until I started taking lessons at Siliconvalley4u. Most of my family's work includes technology and coding, so I'd say that their influence gave me the opportunity to learn and like coding. Once I started to understand what I was doing, it became a lot more interesting, and I had all these questions like how and why coding works. So I guess my interest kind of continued my journey in coding.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So as we discussed many times, and even I mentioned this in all my podcasts, it's important to learn to solve a problem, whether it's a technical problem or a problem in general, or dealing with people or corporates or whatnot. More you understand how to solve a problem, better you would be in anything you do in life. So one of the tools to do that is coding, and there are many other ways to do it, I guess. But coding is something that helps you to, understand the problem and apply all your skills, whether it's communication, music, math, biology, whatever it is. And that's why we are very passionate about, bringing folks like you to see the real world while you're still in the school. So it's a great fit because you are interested in coding, and also this is what we do using coding. And so it's a great fit. But we also have students that don't have any coding background or don't want to have coding background, just so you know. So with that, so tell me a little bit about, I know you're going to be, you said junior, right, this year, and so you're going to be senior next year, or you fall this fall you're going to be senior.
No, this fall I'm gonna be a junior, so
Junior, okay,
incoming
so
junior. Yeah.
next year. So have you thought about what you want to do beyond your high school? Is it too early, or I guess?
Oh, I've been like debating about it because this question leaves me really thinking and a little stressed, like a lot of other teenagers. But I'm pretty sure that coding is what I'm gonna be doing for the future. Probably major in comp sci and attend like a California university. But though there was a time when I like actually considered becoming an author. I mean, it's fun, but I think that's more like a side hobby. As a career, though, I think what interests me more is video game programming. I want to get into that a bit more. So I've been researching like where that would put me best for like college or whatever. And yeah, so video game programming, because like every time I play like a game, I always wonder like what code makes this specific function work, or I wonder what tools they used for this and stuff. So it just always made me a bit curious. So.
In fact, we can help you with that. It's funny that I just finished a conversation on this very
Oh,
topic.
really?
So just some days are like that, just showed up. And So we can help you. Maybe we'll talk right after this. And so there are a lot of engines out there. Plus, one of the programming languages. There are quite a few programming languages. And also, you said something about being author, writing, and so I always, I think you wrote a few blogs, creating content and then understand these domains. For instance, video games, for instance. So if that is the case, for instance, you are trying to do research, so that opportunity to read and also recreate, reproduce using your other passion, which is writing, is going to build your profile. And so I'll tell you what, back in your parents' time and my time, and compared to what it is now, I call it influencer world you guys are in. You cannot just be in the vacuum and do things, and that may not work, in the near future or even far future. um, Back in my time, there was no internet. Same with your parents. We used to submit the resume, so and then they'll look at some of them and interview and give us a job. I don't think that would be the case now. It's all about, they just Google your name and look up and say what all you do, what's your personality. So in order to build that, you need to have this content. That's the reason we encourage all our students to write blogs. It's not only you learn about content, and also you're presenting yourself as this. For instance, now I know that you're into, video, video games. Why? How can someone else know? Let's say if Google wants to know more about or looking for people like that, how do they know? Then I'm gonna
Right.
have a podcast like this. So point I'm trying to make is that I encourage you to do that. And also we just launched, small video type content creation, which we are gonna put it on all our social channels beyond beside podcasts. So a lot of students, they created small, like 2-3 minute video snippets about a certain project or certain thing they're interested in, or whatever, that potentially somebody can look at it and then learn from it. And it doesn't have to be a very lengthy one. It can be lengthy one, but it doesn't have to be, because attention span reduced significantly in the recent past. So it's a smaller, better it is, and just the quality that matters. I'll share a few videos so that you get an idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So with that, so tell me a little bit about, your association with Silicon Valley for you in terms of internships and the learning, and how impactful it was to understand certain things, including going to college, right? And so did that help? If it did, just throw some light on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So basically, since I've been part of Silicon Valley for You for over 3 years, probably four, um, I've been learning a bunch of code, mainly Python and I and web development for like since the past year. And I think it's been really fun because I really enjoy doing both of those. I even teach other students Python, and it's just really great to see that how far I've come and how I can teach others too, from what I've learned from other mentors from the same organization. Um, I think that because I've been learning coding for so long, that it's shaped how I want my career to look ahead. And without it, like it would have just been like some sort of thing that I picked up and dropped. And I have a lot of those things, but because I kept going and I got the internship, it's just really helped me focus on one thing.
Yeah, fantastic. So the thing about internship for a very young age, the concept is, you one should realize the potential. In other words, somebody has to appreciate your skills. If the whole world is built on that, say we all get paid, whatever that means, because your service is appreciated by XYZ directly or indirectly. If you work for a company and you do some job and you go home, you're indirectly impacting a customer. Probably you don't see them in some cases. in some cases you do see if you're on sales side. So whereas here we are bringing customer directly to you, you do see directly and you get the feedback in real time, which is very, very important because that's when your confidence go up. And more importantly, you understand certain, you know, intangible things that you don't even realize, because this builds the confidence. And so for instance, I'll give an example compared to myself. Tomorrow, if you have to, you go to college and there's a group of students, you have to go and talk to them, or group of people in general, and say, hey, you know, you need to do something. It just comes naturally because you're not, that inhibition is gone. You're not too scared. You're not too afraid of dealing with those situations. Back in my time, trust me, I had to learn in very hard way. I was freaking out first time when I stood in front of people.
Oh,
And because I never had been exposed to that, and all of a sudden, you know, you become overly conscious and you know, all kinds of things. So it's now all, not only you, I talk to all the people, you know, just they walk in and they have no fear of whatsoever. And so that's we are very, very appreciative of bringing that, and we are very happy that you guys are taking advantage of that. And then one last thing before I forget. So next thing for you is so now we launched a new program where we develop products in collaboration with colleges. So from US, UK, India, and a lot of places. So we will bring you a association with any particular college very soon, where you will be part of the team to work on certain things. And by the way, you're also learning Java. And the other thing is that as so, for instance, we have a webinar coming up this evening. We have about 500, 600 people signed up. So we are going to bring you and make you present certain things that you did maybe in few months. Right now, there are students presenting today, but they're slightly older students. They're college students. And so once your turn comes, you'll have opportunity to do that. Besides, and also, as I said before, you'll be hosting podcasts and all. So the whole point of doing all these things is to have the opportunity for you to experience on the other side of the education, which is application of it. How do
yeah.
you apply everything you're learning? Yeah. And then one last thing, you know, I'm myself, and as a result of that, Silicon Valley for you, very passionate about is this. I call it continuous learning. You have to be a mentor to someone while you're being mentored by someone else. So both are being accomplished with our program. If you look at all other education systems, with all due respect, you are either a student or a professor or a teacher,
Yeah,
not both.
usually.
You'll never be both, because I'll tell you why. Because you won't get an opportunity to mentor, because that's not in the system. Because you are a student, that's it. Until you finish your education, you're a teacher. I mean, you're a student. And with all due respect, a lot of teachers and professors stopped being students a long time ago. Very few of them continuously learn and upgrade themselves. And I shouldn't say very few of them, some of them, I don't know how many, but you know, there are a lot of them, you know, stay as teachers and just, you know, recycle their material every time. So for life reasons. So anyway, that's the other thing that we bring to the table, which we think is very, very useful. And again, I really appreciate, you know, you're taking advantage of all those. So one last thing I have is, I ask this question to everybody. So, you know, what do you need? Let's say, what piece of tech do you need in your life that doesn't exist today?
Okay. Um, so if I needed some crazy technology that doesn't exist today, I think it would be something that recollects your memories. I think seriously, sometimes I forget what happened like a week ago, or sometimes I want to remember small details, but I can't seem to do that. It's all stored up in my brain, but you know, something that kind of snatches them would be helpful. And to a lot of other people too, because you could relive moments, you could catch liars. There are so many uses for it, etc. But I think that if there's some technology that can reach in your brain, then that would also really help us the study of psychology and understanding how the brain works and all. Plus the oh yeah, the advancements in psychology would be insane. But more to the point, I just want to be able to remember things more often. So
Yeah, I mean, that's a great. I mean, to be
yeah,
honest, I need that right now because
yeah,
I forget names. I mean, yesterday I was talking to someone who I was talking to. Yeah, I had my doctor appointment for my physical. I was telling, man, I'm forgetting names. And then he said, just normal. It's okay. So but I see what you're saying. And for me, the biggest problem is, so when I see a text and then I don't know who this person is, and then what, and then some blah blah, and then the and then I scroll back and then say, oh, okay, when I see the previous conversation, it comes back to me.
yeah,
So then, okay, this is this person. Okay, all right, cool, sounds good. Then I'll try to reply. Same with when I meet somebody, somebody who apparently I met long time ago, and
yeah.
they know me very well, and I just don't have a trace of who that person is. And he's talking to me like as if he's very close to me, and then I can recognize that this person is close to me. But I don't know where I met this person. I have no clue of his
Oh
name.
yeah.
I don't
And
want
when
to offend
older
him.
relatives come to you,
Exactly.
older
I don't want.
relatives, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember when you were small, you did this to me, blah blah blah. It's like I don't know what you're
I
talking
don't know. I know.
about.
See, you're at the age you can say, I don't know what you're talking about. I can in some cases because they get offended. And so I
Yeah.
just play along and then play along and play along. And then it gets to a point where I run out of material. And so if I have an opportunity to ask the other person, hey, who's this guy? And then if I get quick update, it comes back to me. And then my whole body language, everything changes. If I don't have that opportunity, and then I think I asked one person, hey, I'm struggling to figure out who are you? I mean, it's like, so, and then,
Oh,
so then that person, hey, Guru, don't you remember me? Yeah. So, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, see, because they are in a different country, they have a opportunity to talk about me and I don't. And all of a sudden, after many years. So so coming back to what you're saying is it's almost like a USB drive to your head and then just collect and then keep a backup and then you just restore it and say, hey, what's going on? I don't
yeah,
know.
I
This
just
is good.
wanted
Yeah.
like something to attach to my head and then it shows up on a screen.
Yeah.
It would be so much more helpful with
Oh, it's
my
going to
what
happen.
I was seeing.
It's going to happen. It's a matter of time. It may not be USB drive. I was just joking, but it will be a different form of technology. I guarantee it's going to happen.
Yeah, but like only instead of remembering, it could also be like, some of like your best moments and then you're reliving that time. That would be really cool.
All right, so Gia, so it's a thank you very much. It's a thanks for reconnecting like this. I know we talk every week, almost 2-3 times,
Uh-huh.
but we
Yeah.
never spoke like this, and it's great to connect. As I said before, we are going to do series of this, and yeah, thanks for taking time. So for all the viewers, please subscribe and click on the like button, and we will see you next podcast, talking to someone else about how we can bring value to youth. All right.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.